Hello, I'm Gary Eckes. I'm a certified tree care safety professional. Alabama Urban Forestry Association has asked me to talk to you about basic chainsaw maintenance. We have a nice Husqvarna chainsaw here, and we're going to start with the air filter. Underneath this cover is our air filter and our spark plug. We're going to raise up and pull out our latches, remove the cover. This is our spark plug and this is an air filter. We'll go ahead and take it off. Then you can see it's a little bit dirty. If you're on the job site, you can take and tap it, or if you're at the shop, you can take compressed air and blow it out. You want to blow it at about a 45-degree angle. And then when you install it in, you want to make sure that it's properly seated and tightened. If the air filter comes loose during operation, you're going to suck dirt into the chainsaw. You always want to make sure that your spark plug is tight. Remove your cap, and you'll take your saw wrench and put it on there and then turn it clockwise, snug but not overly tight. Reinstall your cap and it will snap when it's installed. And then you'll reinstall your cover. Okay. Lock it in place. Here's our sprocket cover, our bar, our chain, our retention nuts. We're going to go ahead and remove this. Now, important thing with this is to always put your nuts away from your work area, because if you drop them, they're going to be hard to find. So we're going to set them over here a little bit. We're going to remove our sprocket cover. And here's our chain tensioner. And these are our dogs. They make it easier when we're bucking a tree to stick it in to give us a little bit of leverage. We'll set that over there. Here's our sprocket assembly, our saw chain, our bar, and our studs that hold the bar in place. To remove it, you'll pull it back, remove the chain from the sprocket. Then we'll go ahead and take the chain off our bar. And some of the maintenance for our bar, we're going to take our combination tool here and we'll use this end, we'll put it in the bar and draw it towards us. And if there's built up oil or dust or wood chips, we'll go ahead and pull it out. You can see a little bit of it there. And once we clean out our bar rails, we'll want to go ahead and clean out the tensioners and then our oil lubrication hole. Our oil lubrication hole, which is right here. Just stick it in. Now, if there's a burr or an edge on the bar when you move your thumb across it, you'll want to just take a flat file and you'll just take and file it off. When you're done, you want to feel it, make sure that there's not a burr on top. If there is, you'll just come across like this to bring it down smooth. You want to be consistent so that you don't remove material in one area more than another, because it will affect how the chain will cut. We have our sprocket tip up here. We want to make sure that it rotates freely. Then we'll go ahead and put the bar back on the saw. We'll take a quick look at our sprocket here and make sure that we don't have excessive wear on our spur. Now we're going to go ahead and reinstall our chain. And you want to look and make sure that you're putting it on properly. If not, if you try to stick it on backwards, this is backwards, it won't cut this way. So we always want to make sure that our cutters are facing the proper way. We'll put it over the sprocket tip first, and then we're going to bring it back. Make sure that we get it seated in our sprocket, our rim sprocket here, and then we'll take our cover, line everything up, slide it all on, and then go ahead and reinstall our nuts. Okay. As we're doing this, as we're getting ready to tighten everything up, we're going to hold a little up pressure on the bar, and that will have it set for tightening. Now this little screw right here is our chain adjustment. If we go counterclockwise, it loosens our chain. If we go clockwise, it tightens. An ideal chain tension is when a dime, the thickness of the dime is between the chain straps and the bar rail. So we'll just bump this up just a little bit more, and then we'll go ahead and tighten. And we'll just go ahead and snug them in this direction. And you can see as I'm moving here, I keep coming back towards the bar. If we went to tighten it and I slipped, I could cut myself pretty good on the chain. So we'll actually bring the saw up, and then we'll tighten backwards. If we slip here, we'll just bust our knuckles. We won't need any stitches. So we'll just go ahead and tighten this up. Put the saw back down, just check our chain tension. If you over tighten the chain, it can cause premature tip sprocket wear, drive sprocket wear, and wear to the rails of the bar. Okay. Now, maintenance for the chain itself, what we're going to do, we're going to sharpen the chain. And again, our little combination tool here, we have our different degrees. And so if we lay this on here, if I can find the right one. There's 30. You see 30 degrees here matches up with this tooth. And also the teeth are laser etched for two reasons. One, to show us our angle, and to show us also the maximum amount of cutter tooth that we can remove as we file. Now our file, we're going to hold it at 30 degrees to the bar and 10 degrees down angle in order to get the proper filing of our sawtooth. And then we'll have a consistent stroke. We want to make sure that we move straight across. We don't want to wiggle as we're going, because we'll remove more or less material from the bar. So we'll just go ahead, and depending on how sharp or dull the saw is, it will tell you how many times you have to run your file over it. You can look at a full chisel chain on the underside of the tooth, the point right here, and when you're filing, when it's shiny all the way across the top, you know that you've removed enough material. Okay, so you'd sharpen this way from this side, and then I like to reverse the saw in order to be able to sharpen my teeth like this. It makes it a little bit easier than trying to go back and forth on different sides of the bar. Thank you. That concludes our basic chainsaw maintenance for the Urban Forestry Training Certification.